Alright. Yeah, this should be everything should be in place. Didn't bother putting like all the other normal stuff, considering like, well, this is obviously gonna be there for only a little bit. Yeah, just more or less the stats and all is what's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, hello. We are live. Sweet. Hi, everybody. This is Bike. He's a patron. Say hi, Bike.
Hi.
That didn't sound like you.
Oh, let me try that again. Alright. There it goes.
No, this is really weird. It sounded like someone completely different.
I don't know. It's probably due to my voice right now being different.
Yep. So that's fine. Hello. That sounds like Bike. Yep, that is Bike. Patrons, if you're in the Discord, you can hop into the friends and family chat. At least I think you can. Let me double check that you can. Permissions, patron, super patron.
Yeah, friends and family is open to all patrons, so it should be fine.
Yeah, patrons and crewmates.
Hello, J/fam.
Hey there.
Hey, there we are.
Stuart, for the love of God, can I finish watching your sessions?
You can. Like, am I interrupting? Like, you can.
No, I was enjoying myself.
I was like, you could choose not to watch the streams, dude. I don't have a gun to your head like fucking Harley.
Hey, I paid $5 for the sessions. I'm going to enjoy them.
That's fair. All right.
No, how are you doing? Congratulations again to Alex for 1,000 subs.
Yeah, and she's just shooting up there thanks to these streams. She gained like 200 subs this week because of these.
Oh yeah, I see this.
I guarantee.
Wow, congrats to her.
Yeah, I guarantee they're not going to be active users because she does comics that I hate.
I love her artwork, so I would enjoy seeing that if YouTube gave me any, notifications.
Right.
I wish that so as well.
Hey, real quick, Bike. So I have a quick thing. Well, one, can people, when we run out of things, feel free to ask. I'm always willing to answer questions. So if someone would read that for me, if they come up. And two, how do I get your Pokemon? Because I'm in 1 and 2, but I can't find the roll 20 thing.
Okay, yeah, I can help you. Since you actually are putting in the Pokemon data itself, yeah, what you need to do is not actually like go to the last part of roll JS and such. You'll see out of the 4 boxes there's one that says enter the name of the Pokemon sheet below to export it. What you do is you don't go to like starter. You well, actually, I have to do it because I the only one who has access. You have to put it as whatever the Pokemon sheet number is, and since I made mine by numbers, Metagross is number 1, so his data will be able to be exported.
I see it. Pokemon export. I see it now. Okay, cool. So I'll click in there, and then I'll drop it in there. And
sure thing.
His name is Pal. I love it. You made him level 60?
I thought you said that it was level 60 that we were supposed to make him.
I don't think so.
Yikes.
Because Fresh Floof only has level 40s.
If you need me to go back down, then sure thing.
You are, I mean, like, they have an army, and you guys are bosses, so let me triple check.
Oh, I see. This is set up for the Infinity War.
This is setting up for Infinity War. Yeah, Dekins is only 43.
Oh my god.
Okay, sure thing.
Cena's only 43. Yeah, like, granted, because there's so many players, we may cheese it anyway, so it's not a huge deal. So
yeah.
How do you deal with things like steamrolling aside from raging? Because there are a lot of sessions that seem to have not gone your way when it comes to the rolls.
There definitely have not been.
There's a point, like, if it's a serious battle that I want, like, actual rules to be followed, there's not much I can do about it. But if I just want cheese to happen, then we just let it happen, because that's more fun anymore. Usually if someone comes up with something creative, I'll let it fly. But if you keep trying to exploit the same tactic over and over, I'm going to punish you. So.
Yeah.
Good tips for the future.
Yeah, that's...
Learning to be a GM myself.
there we go.
Yeah, essentially, you should allow most things to happen if they put thought into it, and if it doesn't like break universe. You know what I mean?
Like it's like seeing the seismic tossing someone into the live stream.
Yeah. Well, that was first of all they're guests, so it's a little better with guests because it's just a one shot. But yeah, that. I don't know. That's you just gotta play it by ear, and if you regret something later, oops. Yeah, at least you learned.
Oops.
Comes with the territory, doesn't it?
Yep. What generation is Metagross, by the way?
Third.
Third? Oh, okay. I've been going into fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
Coolio. Now,
yeah.
does
I literally went with Pal due to the fact of very sad story. Best friend in the world is Pal here.
Fair enough.
No.
That's why Lavi doesn't teleport behind people anymore.
Hi, Shay.
Good afternoon. And this time I'm aware that Stuart's online, so I will be careful of what I say. Also, hello, stream.
Hello, I'm on Alex's channel. It's very unlikely my students will find me there, so I don't care as much. So.
I've also heard.
I'll be safe than sorry. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Because isn't she trying to get monetized or something?
So, well, yes and no. Oh, first of all, I realize I don't have my music on. Beat Saber! Yeah!
Ooh.
Good old Beat Saber. And what was I I'm sorry, I completely lost track of what we were talking about.
Something about yes and no, that she was trying to get monetized or something?
Okay, she's trying to get monetized, but here's the thing. As long as your content is not... Like, if I say, fuck Pokemon, that's not going to hurt me. If I start spouting some racist shit, though... Yeah, I'm not gonna get. Her channel's not gonna get monetized. So
don't definitely not.
All have been for naught.
Yeah, so like, I could say that.
And listen to her.
And the reason I don't swear on my channel is not necessarily because of monetization. It's because I don't want my students accidentally stumbling in and hearing their teacher say, "Fuck Pokemon" or something like that.
Like,
oh, that reminds me. It's been brought up a few times that you were a teacher or a professor or something. What do you teach?
I teach computers. Harley, change your Pokemon to 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, you are Harley.
Yeah, this is why I don't let ABRs in chat. This is why I don't let ABR in my streams. Because I don't want his racist shit up in here.
Actually, Stuart, when you brought up the fact that you're teaching, I remember talking to Megan beforehand where she was talking about that you teach computers, but the thing that she does and what you teach and also what me and Takoa do, all 4 things are totally different.
Oh, yeah. No. Like, when I teach computers, I teach, like, digital media and the artsy-fartsy side of computers. I don't teach STEM, which I probably should. The closest I have to a STEM class is my game design class, where we are...
This is gonna sound stupid. What's STEM?
Science, technology, what are the other 2? Let me double check.
Entertainment,
engineering, and research?
No, STEM, short for... It's engineering and math. There it is.
Oh,
okay.
Science, technology, engineering.
Oh, I heard.
So that would be teaching more along the lines of coding.
Research starts with an M, doesn't it, Stuart? I are smart.
I are smart.
You are smart.
Yo,
that's cool.
Harley, you didn't change it to 2.
Huh? Oh, hold
on.
I
changed Metagross to 40 now. They're not taking on Garvantula now.
Oh, wait. You changed it? No, it's fine. Just keep it 60. I don't care.
Wait, Ike, your character is going to be in the Infinity War?
Yep.
I guess so.
He wanted to be a mini-boss, so he is.
Do you remember the man with the gun?
I mean, I didn't personally say that he was a mini-boss.
I remember seeing that he wanted to fight Lavi and do the nothing personal kid. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I remember you.
Nothing personal kid is very much what he is.
So I kind of turned his asshole insanity up to 11 with the gun. I want Harley to be the only character in this game to use a gun.
Hey, have you ever seen Assassination Classroom?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's actually one of my favorite shows.
You know when they encounter the three expert assassins and the one guy that has a gun constantly has it in his mouth and is looking at Harley.
And a gun. Here's some delicious soup and a gun.
Like, that guy was creepy, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Harley, I'm not seeing number 2 being letting me export it.
Yeah, that's like I still put that in. There you go. There's it. See, now you can make Metagross now, or Pal, as I put in. See, now you can put Pal in perfectly.
Hold on.
And I'll change, whenever you need me to, I'll change it to Gar.
I already did.
Which
Pal.
is what I named Garvin.
There we go. That's what I want.
ABR says it's pronounced personnel.
Sorry about that. I was just talking with my dad about dinner. We're getting Chick-fil-A.
Cool, dude.
Cooking a pork chop.
What?
Yeah, so
what
I named
generation is Gargantuan?
It's Gen 5.
Gen
Oh
5.
Jesus.
There you go.
Wait, what Pokemon?
Joltik Garvantula line.
Oh,
It's the electric
yeah,
spider.
Yeah, I've heard it Galvantula, not Garvantula.
I don't know
And-
Pokemon.
I mean, it's fine. It really huge. I mean, if people want to get on you for nitpicking it for saying it differently than others, I mean, then you
Oh,
get
no,
into the
I'm
thing
not-
like,
I'm
okay,
not
there's all these
nitpicking.
different American dialects, there's all these different English dialects, there's Japanese, there's French, there's no one says it the same.
Oh no, I'm not harping on it. I'm just like, I haven't heard it that way.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's just like saying like in case anyone does, Stuart, you just pull the whole thing. It's just like everyone speaks differently.
Yeah.
Now does Harley have dual wielding? Yeah, he does now. He does.
Yeah, he does now.
Who exactly is he going to shoot?
I don't
This guy
know.
is
Probably Venti.
Yeah, so my
Does it
named
not
Pokemon
matter
are
who you-
Garvantula and Metagross, who I named Pal and Gar.
It doesn't matter how far away or how busy he is. The moment Harley pulls out a gun, Venti's just gonna teleport there like, no shooting.
Say, no shooting. And Lillian will appear right behind you and say, no, you're not doing that shit.
No,
This guy,
no, someone's saying shoot Samson.
Speaking of someone saying Megan is disappointing.
Oh my God, Sam! Okay, first of all, that's very within character of Peasant Poppers to get shot in another dimension. So,
Oh my god.
Shoot Samson.
You're just in a dimension and a gun bullet just pops out of nowhere.
did you call it
That's
a
like
gun
a-
bullets?
That's how they lost. That's how they lost their first map because their first map was torn into pieces to stop his bleeding.
Yeah.
I just
That's
imagine,
right, in
like,
their first one shot, Samson tore 3 maps.
I just imagine like Harley just probably like 1 second, open up a portal, shoot, psh, there we go. That'll take care of the situation.
When in doubt, bullet solves everything.
Yeah. I have a,
Other dimensional cut to Team Peasant Poppers just walking down the road. A portal opens up, a bullet comes out, it shuts, and it's Samson.
How?
Samson, no.
Samson's like, I wasn't even doing anything.
I'm just reading the comments here and seeing Asperger and Megan just conspiring against you, and I'm like, I want Megan in here. I like her.
No,
There we go.
No, you don't. You don't want Megan in a
no,
chaos stream.
no, you
Good point.
definitely don't.
Hi
Also,
Megan,
don't
we
pull that.
love you.
Which reminds me, I should start
right?
watching Third Wheel and Thrilling Intent. Ever since your fucking tabletop games, I've been hooked and I need more of them. And my friend watches Critical Role, so.
Now, to be fair, whoa.
Are you sure about that?
Liars.
Yeah,
About
I
what?
will ban you. I will not be afraid to ban you.
Are good. Just put this back.
You were saying, to be fair?
There we go.
Um,
There we go.
I don't watch every single Thrilling Intent either. I've only really watched Wizard High School. I've watched The Calm and a few others. That series is just massive, and I just don't like. I don't know. I will binge watch all of it one day, but it is not this day.
I can only binge watch so much, honestly.
I
Like,
binge
I was
watch
only
your
able to. I was able to binge watch the Loading Crew stuff just because it was a series of episodes that they started off long in the beginning, but then they were just like not even under 15 minutes, and like, you know what, I'm okay with this.
Well, Third Wheel does that too.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Anytime someone asks about peasant poppers, say Harley shot Samson, and they had to take.
Yes. Yes.
Harley shot him.
No, that should be that should be Harley's backstory.
Yes.
No, he's the one that shot Samson.
Wait, on the boat or the one that held up the store he worked at?
You're the guy who held up the store.
You held up the store.
I need money. That's his main goal, is to get money.
Oh my god, I love it.
I thought of something even better. Just people ask, where's peasant poppers? They're mourning Samson's death. How did Samson die?
No!
Story.
No, don't. Samson, out of the peasant poppers, I love Samson so much because he's just so, like, I would say dumb, but just out of everything. Like,
he's
stuff.
He's the most complex character. He's even more complex than Phoenica.
It's like everything happens, and then he's like, wait, what are we doing? I like the whole line thing. I love the line stuff where it's just like, she got out of line.
Samson and Lavi versus Samson, says Emerald Turtwig.
Oh my god.
Samson, Lavi versus Samson.
You've been doing this. You've been doing these sessions for how long now?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir. What got you into GMing?
Oh Jesus, back in high school, actually. Okay, so I guess this is a bit of a story. So in high school,
I like stories.
I actually didn't even really know about D&D that much until high school when I had a buddy invite me. Now, I grew up in a conservative household, but my parents weren't insane. Like, we were church-going Christian folk, but they weren't insane. They didn't stop me from playing video games. They didn't stop me from watching TV because the devil was going to take me, sort of thing. But they were skeptical of D&D when I started. And, like, because back in the 80s, you heard about all that demon-worshipping bullshit, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Might have not been born by then, but I certainly know of it.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even a human back then.
Yeah, it's infamous just being, like, the worst thing ever. And my parents didn't quite believe it because they weren't insane, but they were skeptical about me playing it, so I went and tried it once, and, you know, we were very careful. We didn't pray or anything, but they were just like, you know, don't be stupid. And so I tried it, and, like, in my first session, I made a guy, and this, I was playing 2nd edition with a group of friends, and I played a guy, and I came up with this really bad backstory in, like, no time at all. Like, I just wanted to play a fighter, and they said, okay, we need a level 5 fighter, here's the character. And it was 2nd edition D&D, and they said, what's your backstory? And I was like, I was a kid growing up, and I was a farmer, and I left, and I became a mercenary, and now I'm here. And they're like, wow, that was really good. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That was like 5 seconds of nothing.
You didn't have very creative friends.
Yeah, no kidding. And so, this guy has been reading this new module for a while, and we went to go play it, and my only experience with any kind of fantasy game like this was World of Warcraft. My assumption was that there is role-playing, yes, but you need to kill everyone in every room.
Oh my god.
So,
oh boy.
I understand there was
everything.
I understand there was role-playing involved, but we came up to this door, and there was this orc guarding this door, and it was like one of those overly locked New York doors, where there was a slide, and then there was like a handbrake, and then there was like 17 other locks bolting this thing down.
Oh, so a door you find on 9th Street, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they opened the door, and another party member just outright stabbed this poor bastard, and I was like, oh, this is how every encounter goes. So we snuck down.
Oh my god.
We snuck down this hallway, we turned right, and we went into this room, and it was a double room, and on the left-hand side, there was like this priest assistant who was sleeping. We snuck in, and
oh god.
We snuck in, and I stabbed him in the neck, and I was like, yeah, I did it, guys, and they're like, good job. The DM didn't say anything.
Oh my god.
He was like, good job, and so I snuck into the other room, and we couldn't see inside. It was like magically darkened, to block out light so he could sleep better, unbeknownst to me. So I was just like, oh, there's a great evil behind here. So I drew my sword, charged in. This poor bastard wakes up, is like, oh god! I swung twice. 1 in 20.
Oh god.
And
Oh
so
my God.
I sliced at him, and I like sliced his neck, split his neck open, and then I immediately tripped on the floor and did like that exact same damage to myself. And
Oh my god.
the other two entered the room as like, time to fight, motherfuckers! And they punched him and splattered his brain against the wall, and the DM just kind of closed the book, put it down, and said, that was the guy you were supposed to talk to. And I was like, yay!
Oh my God.
We did it!
Oh,
Amazing.
So
I thought
we immediately, like, this guy put freaking weeks worth of work, and I just murder hoboed every NPC. thinking I was doing an excellent job.
See, I thought you were going to go more along the lines of, like, you enter this cultist place and there are innocents in a cell, but you're like, oh, well, you're here, you must be with them, time to die.
Well, I understood what a bystander was, but I didn't understand that, hey, talking to NPCs was sometimes okay. So,
Why wasn't a priest a bystander? It's a priest!
so anyway, I learned after that, and they said, okay, why don't we try another one? We tried again. We went through one, and it was okay. And then, as we were playing, I realized that I wanted to try this, because I like to try everything that I do. I like to make my own things. When I was younger, I made like a shitload of board games. I made a million concepts for video games. And so I ran my own session the very next morning. I stayed overnight, and I went through all of his second edition books and found a module I liked, and we went through it, and it was a good time. They really liked it. So after that, I designed a terrible dungeon. I called it Orc Castle, and
the famed Orc Castle.
oh, Orc
Famous for its water.
Orc Castle.
Safari Zone.
Orc Castle was terrible because I designed it like a WoW raid.
Oh, shit.
I designed it like a World of Warcraft raid. They snuck into the castle, and then they had to fight a battalion of orcs. That was the first encounter. Like, battalion of orcs.
That's not how it works.
And I gave every single boss in there, like, World of Warcraft level loot, where, like, the second encounter was getting past, like, this, getting past these statues to enter Orc Castle, and if you didn't have orc blood, you got jumped by these statues. Fortunately, there was an orc in the party who opened the door, so they got in okay. But then encounter 3 was a hallway, and they aggroed everything in the hallway. Of course they did. And then they proceeded to go on to the next room. And then the next room, battalion of orcs, plus, like, 10th level mage, and, like, dude with tower shield.
Dude with oh my, what the
Dude with towers.
Sure, they'll just crawl and stab it in the legs. That's how you take care of guys like that. It's genius.
Yeah, and my friends will never let me live this down too, because my big boss battle was dude with tower shield and level 10 mage, and he was firing lightning bolts everywhere. But my friends were like, "It's gonna hit the guy with the tower shield," and I said, "No, the lightning curves over the shield." And they're like, oh, yeah, that's how that works.
Stewart. Seeker lightning, you've never heard of it?
It's very selective lightning.
Alright.
No,
that's
it curved over the very metallic shield.
Yep, the giant metallic tower shield.
Don't
It's
you know that
also-
metallic shield's made of aluminium? It's not gonna attract lightning.
Also, it's magic. You can BS the crap out of it.
That is not true, good sir. Even magic has its own science to it.
Yeah, but if it's a target 1 spell.
It was lightning bolts.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Never mind.
Like, target 1 spells are seeking spells.
Yeah, that would be correct if it was magic missile. And then after that, essentially, I just kind of became obsessed with D&D. Like you do. And I just started
That's
learning.
natural.
And I learned that the people that
your
taught...
social life plummeted.
Not really. I mean...
Oh.
Not really, no. That I made most of my friends through it, and like one enemy, strangely enough. I got... It was like 6 months since we played D&D, And at this point, I pretty much established myself as the main DM. And my friends called me over one day and said, "Hey, it's been like 6 months. Do you want to play? I got some friends over, and we want you to DM." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." I had a D&D boner. I needed to scratch it. And
Oh yeah.
and so I went there, 12 people.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Eight of them knew, 4 of them hated each other.
Oh.
Wait,
Did you
oh
just-
no,
Did
oh
you just
no!
turn around and walk out?
Me at the time thinking, "Oh no, more people, that's way more fun." And so I made a dungeon real quick, and I made up this little quest, and once I started, like, immediately it went to shit. I should have just stopped right there, because my friend was like, "I kill all the guards and take their money," because of course he was playing a character that could do that, and like, this was not fun anymore. Yeah, so that was a nightmare, and I swore never to do that again. But then, because Stuart
You did it again.
I did do it again, but the next time we did it, because we all learned after the first time, there was 14 people at this one.
Oh God.
Why does it keep getting bigger?
10 of them were
Bigger doesn't mean better.
Yeah, 10 of them were new, and 3 of them hated each other, but magically, it went great. I don't know what happened, but I made a dungeon, and I started off, and I said, "Okay, you guys are all from the same mercenary clan. You cannot fight each other, or your mercenary leader will punish you." And somehow that fixed the problem. Like, that amazingly worked, and they all worked together. They all died, but it was amazing.
Here's what happened. Before that session began, someone spiked your Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, oh my god. It was good. The way they died is I set up this they were invading like a thieves guild, and I set up this very obvious trap. Like, they walk in, they turn to the right, and there's like 100,000 gold coins just laying in this room. And they all went, "Oh, that's amazing!" And they just started pocketing it immediately, not bothering to check it. And
Greed was their undoing.
and so they just kept going, and I was like, "All right." So I just rolled a d6 and we moved on. And 3 people kind of knew what was up, because I don't just do that.
Oh, when the DM rolls dice, you shake in fear.
Yeah. So they're just sitting there for a while, and eventually they did decide, let's put the money back. So everyone just carefully put the gold coins back, and then one of the players looked at the coin and says, "I don't know what's wrong with it." He bites it. And and each gold coin was a delayed fireball spell.
Oh no!
And so like this dungeon just went up in flames, and I was like, "Well, that was fun, guys." Like, they actually made it about halfway through before they decided, let's put all the money back. And that timer that timer was a 5-minute timer, and I rolled 6. And if 30 minutes went by, then I would set off the explosion. But they put it back, and I was gonna give it to them until that one player decided to bite the coins.
That's actually interesting. Okay. What?
Chocolate coin?
No. In the States and in some places in the past, it was apparent to figure out whether or not the coin was gold or, real. They'd bite the coin down. If it bent, that meant it was fake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know about that, but like,
I assume that if it blasts into fireball, it's also fake.
That is a good assumption.
The guy thought it was chocolate.
That would be a wizard spell, because I think wizards can make rune-based spells.
No, there's an actual spell called Delay Fireball.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. They're talking about Harley and if they're on par with Watashi in terms of combat level and how you beat Watashi.
I didn't want to interrupt the talk, but yeah, a lot of people actually have been speaking now about Harley, and the first one was actually of Harley fights Lavion, and out of nowhere Samson stands up and says, "Hey, that's the guy who shot me."
I guess I this is probably stupid. I thought of a way like you could beat Watashi.
Yeah.
Just two ideas. One, tell her that your anime is not real. 2, show her really good dojinshi.
truth be told, this is the other reason why I'm definitely if I ever fight lava, yeah. I have over. Let's see here. I'm counting all my stuff. Yeah, I have over 6 ways to basically dodge every one of his attacks. Literally do jack shit before he even hits me.
Yeah, there is a good chance I will not be able to remember all of those things, and he may go out in a pussy way because I just don't know all of his powers. So
yeah, that's definitely like how I'm not gonna definitely say like, okay, Stewart, here's some normal Pokemon logic.
So you go anti-Pokemon logic, and the second Lavi starts to run at you, you shoot him.
Well, no, I've just got a question.
Whip out a fucking gun.
Mike, is that your character?
No,
that is Bike's character. Reverse sexy jutsu on Watashi. That would work.
Oh.
That would totally work.
Do we have any ninjas?
Reverse no harm and no
just turns into
jutsu.
16 different kinds of Lavi. Oh, good lord.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god, sexy juice. Oh god, I forgot. There's a reverse harem version of that jutsu.
Yeah,
Watashi.
that's actually the one I was gonna say. Like, oh, maybe he does that one instead. He just brings up a bunch of illusions because he is a psychic.
Now,
someone
suggested Watashi's a furry, and I'm debating that because
well,
her
Ninetales form doesn't do her justice.
No, it doesn't. She looks like a furry in that.
Doesn't do me justice either.
I mean, actually, any burst form, depending on the Pokemon you're bursting with, doesn't do you justice in the furry community.
There's no justice.
Very good point.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucario would count as a furry in burst form. Blaziken count as a feathery.
Lucario's just a furry Pokemon.
Well, the
or it's a human that got a little too comfortable with being furry.
The design on Akamoto's Blaziken is it's very unfurry. Like, I mean, you guys saw the.
Well, also technically, Blaziken is a giant chicken, so it's not a furry; it's a feathery or something like that.
Don't get into the semantics of furry anatomy. It's just you like animals. Why is there so much warfare about it?
Okay, I'm not gonna argue that point, but like, from what I understand, it's something about the anthropomorphisms.
Yeah, there it is.
Anthropomorphic.
Yeah,
God, words.
It's
Why are they so hard?
The idea that you have like extra pieces and and superpowers and stuff. I actually talked to Kaiser at length on why he started getting into furry, and he said he said that he started because he wanted to write a character and he didn't want to explain how they had superpowers, and that's actually kind of neat. Like yeah, it makes sense
that's interesting.
There are a few other people on the loading crew who are actually like hardcore as well.
There are a few. Yeah.
Right here. I'll not hardcore.
Well, I mean, I wasn't trying to call anyone out. That's why I said there are, not their names.
Since we're talking about these characters, because I was curious, you told me about how Watashi was created and what inspired you for that one. What inspired you for Akamoto?
I just blatantly wanted a Kakashi.
Oh, really?
Kakashi Sensei!
No, that's a OC do not steal Kakashi Sensei. That's bad.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Kakashi Sensei indeed.
Okay, let's see. Who are all the people on these guys' team? And how many are gonna die?
Was there an inspiration for Layla? I'm just curious at this point now.
I think I just wanted a sexy bad girl. I think that was really the only motivation.
What about Plaid?
Oh, I knew I wanted Plaid from the beginning. Plaid's a good boy.
Oh,
I love Plaid.
Plaid is a good boy.
Plaid's improved over time.
I mean, wait. What? Plaid is a breeder mentor. Has he picked up any other classes lately?
Move tutor. He's a move tutor.
Yeah, move tutor and evolver.
Okay. So, see, that's basically, that is my go-to, like, playstyle for Pokemon. Like, even in, like, the handheld games, like, when I first started off, I really got into it because my friends would go to those, like, Pokken tournaments where you would, like, go, actually compete for prizes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends would pay me for IV and EV bred Pokemon.
Nice.
So I spent majority of my time as a kid just breeding
Made
Pokemon
money
after
off
Pokemon.
of. Oh my god.
Breed.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because they make money. You can make money in the tournaments.
I see.
So if you give them like good statted Pokemon, I mean, like these Pokemon take like up to like a week just to get the one they want correctly, because you're trying to breed the correct IVs, EVs, the right inherited moves, the right nature. It's like it's a process.
At least they made it easier in current gens. Like pretty much, I think ever since Black 2, like if the Pokemon holds the Everstone, you're guaranteed to pass down the nature. And then the
well, they always had
Destiny
they always had the Destiny Knot and a couple things. In the newer generations, there are actually specific items for each EV to breed. Like there's one for if you give it this item if you want to pass on this speed EV or this special attack EV. They have that nowadays, and IVs are kind of bullcrap nowadays because you can actually train your Pokemon individually. You don't have to do it by like finding the right Pokemon.
I understand EVs better, but wait, I thought IVs were the one that pretty much like one of the level 100 ones.
EVs are
Effort
values.
Yeah,
EVs are what you get for hitting your punching bags.
Yeah. So EVs are like easy to do nowadays because in the old days you actually had to go to like the forums and you had to see what Pokemon gave what EVs for beating it.
I actually have an app that gives me that has every single Pokemon. It's the Pokemon Team Builder. It gives me like their level up moves, the EVs they give, what level they evolve at. And it's been really great for someone who really can't see and play Pokemon. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, breeding is not entirely fun. So then when I found the breeder class for PTA and PTU, I'm like, oh, this is much easier. just have a high Pokemon education skill, and you get to pick.
It's so obscenely good too. Like
the only problem is it becomes so broken because breeding late game means you have underleveled Pokemon. In the PTU universe.
Stuart, just a quick question before I bring this up: does this contain spoilers, or at least just spoilers about what's coming up? Just because I want to talk about something from the Spit session that I find just kind of amusing, and I don't want to spoil anything.
Ooh, I can't wait to watch that.
This is a spoiler stream, so you know what you're in for.
Oh, okay. That's why I wanted to ask. I find it hilarious that Plaid gave Jade his Volcarona, yet she kind of forgot that she had it.
I think it was more of a gesture than anything else, and yeah, it would have been good if she used it, but honestly, Dekins was much better for the situation. So
that's fair. I just find it kind of amusing that he said, okay, I want you to use this, but you're not keeping it. Just I want you to use it. Like it's Volcarona, it's got a special flame orb.
It also could be along the lines of like Plaid hasn't really addressed his interest in Jade at this point, so it could be more of like, here, take my strong Pokemon and make sure you come back to me, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was, because Alex is kind of shipping Plaid and Jade right now, and so am I. It was a couple I never expected, and I love it.
Oh, this is going to be fun for the future.
So it kind of goes into the thing because I can actually, as I said, the characters I've played like make sense. Plaid rings a bell, and it's like it's that personality trait is you don't really express that you're into someone, but it's kind of the thing of like, this is my strongest Pokemon. You bring it back to me, and by you bringing it back to me means you come back to me, basically.
Yeah, it's very anime, to be honest.
Here's a question though. How would Plaid have reacted if the Volcarona is the one that died? And not the Chandelure? And how would Jade react as well, because it was given to her, she knows how much it means, and she let it die?
Yeah, because here's the thing, Jade doesn't care about herself. She would be very upset if that happened.
Yeah.
Like, worse than Chandelure or not?
Probably worse, because she was entrusted with it. Alex is not good at the on-the-spot emotional RP, at least not face to face. Yeah, not face to face. But yeah, that would have been a big deal.
As someone who's there for the Team Vision, or at least at the island thing, as someone who was there, I can say with certainty that Alex, I love you as a person, but your emotional acting was kind of shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I said
very much
with
so.
love, I say this with love. It was shit.
It's alright. When it comes to things like acting and writing, they're two different beasts.
Yeah, you can't really... And I'm not even very good at it. I am just trying, and it's not even...
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I've been, even though I just got out of college, I've been writing, especially when it comes to role-playing, for about 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And voicing and writing are just... When you voice, you're just on the spot. You're stuttering, you're scared, you don't want to be judged.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I can certainly understand just her... And I certainly... Because I was still catching up with the episodes themselves instead of the streams, and the redid that you did...
Yeah.
The redo that you did was just wonderful.
Oh,
it was amazing.
We put a lot of effort into that one. We were very proud of that.
That's worth the short upload schedule. That's way worth it in my book. That's worth it.
The only way that sadly had to happen was that Jade had very much had to one-on-one without the actual stream or nothing.
Yeah, and I don't blame her either. She's intimidated because we got Megami 33 in there.
Hi, Josh.
We got Lady Nanaki and X, who are all very experienced actors. And there's me and Alex. There's me and Alex, who are just a bunch of nobodies who just kind of accidentally stumbled into this. So
Here's to hoping that I accidentally stumble into something amazing so people can enjoy my worlds.
There's also the element of it, like if it was just the 5 of them in personal quarters and the world wasn't watching, she might be able to do it, but it could also be like partial stage fright of being in front of the world.
So.
Yeah,
stage fright is terrifying.
We're getting over 100 people a stream now. I mean, non-world building, obviously.
Yeah.
You get
not
very
much
intimidating.
Yeah, as someone who I play an instrument, and oh dear God, whenever I get terrified when I mess up. I'm thankful the only time I messed up was during like a talent show, so it was just for fun and I could laugh it off. But oh dear God, if that happened during like the instrumental recital, I probably would have I would have torn myself a new one.
Yeah.
I messed up, like me and my trio, we're trumpet trio, we messed up during this performance. It was so bad, we were like, okay, we're done. We're not coming back to this place ever again.
I don't have that issue. My issue that I end up with is I make characters and or voices that I can't sustain. Bike and Pygmy can confirm this with the one character that I've played with them, who I gave an immense stutter to the point where the other players couldn't understand half of what I was saying, and I lost my voice after an hour.
It wasn't that we couldn't understand half what you're saying, it was the fact that it took you like a minute to get out a sentence.
What are you talking about?
So more so the thing is like you're sitting there for like a minute doing a sentence and we're like, okay, you said like something that would take you 5 seconds to say.
I never got stage fright, but when I was in high school, I was in solo and ensemble, and I messed up so bad on one of my drum solos that at the end of the song there was like this really complicated thing, and I accidentally did, like on complete accident, did dut 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 dut, and that's how I ended the song. and fortunately, I kept a poker face the entire time, and he said it was really good, but don't improv at the end. And I was like, oh, thank God.
That's also was like my whole... A lot of what I did in high school is I actually, throughout middle school and high school, at the end of it, I was the president of the improv club at my school. Mm-hmm. So like improv is where I come from, which was like I took a speech class in college, and we had to spend weeks writing speeches and perform them in front of the class. I spent about a day. I would get up early that morning of my class and just jot down a few notes and just improv the hell out of the speech.
I think I'm
afterwards. Everyone would be like, "Oh my God, you're so good! How much time do you spend on that speech?" I'm like, probably about 5 minutes.
Now I've gotten better, but that's because teaching. I mean, that's essentially most of what I do anymore.
You ever thought of...
The strangest thing that kind of helped me get good at improv was explaining the whole backstory behind how I essentially lost my vision. it's traumatizing, yeah, but I feel like essentially the more I talk about it, the more like I'm able to communicate it. I'm able to make it more engaging and just answer people's questions clearly. Like, it takes a lot of time to be able to talk about this, and like also a lot of power, because this, I'm not gonna lie, losing a sense and watching it fade away is one of the most horrifying things you can ever experience. At one point, I felt like I was in my own personal hell. It was traumatizing, but honestly, like, I've rebounded so much that I've even surprised myself.
Good job, boy.
Yeah, congrats to you.
When it comes to improv, one of the hardest things to get people to do is to go with a suggestion. And okay, so the biggest rule of improv is never say no. If someone gives you something, don't turn it down, continue with it and go off, build off of it. But the other thing is a lot of people, when they'll be acting, but they're not going 100% with their suggestions. So like they're doing something, but they're doing it about like 50% or under because they're afraid of being judged. The thing with improv is you got to learn is you go 100% and you either crash or burn, or you're stupendously great.
I think maybe that's the reason like I don't mind improv, probably because even like if I improv something, I know the world's gonna judge me because I walk around with a white cane. Like the world might as well put a label on me that says disabled. And I'm like when I think of improv, I'm like, the world already labels me as disabled. Why should I care if people say my acting is crap?
Thomas.
And then the other half of it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, there was Thomas Wellerton. He asked, "What's it like to be a teacher?" Yeah. Honestly, at first, it depends on where you're at. It depends on your principal and your admins. If you've got a good principal, it's great. If they trust you, it's fine. There's a lot of bullshit behind teaching, and that comes from whatever state you're from. So if you can put up with that, you might have a good time. Most teachers quit within the first 5 years. I will be going in my 5th year this fall. So
I applaud you on that answer. As a child of
being a mentor,
as a child of a past teacher, that is 100% accurate.
As a child of 2 people that have been in teaching for, what was it? My father was in it for 20 years. My mother was in it for 15, and now my father's an administrator. Jesus Christ, teaching.
Yeah, I understand there's a lot of complications to it, but as someone who's was given the chance to be a mentor figure to a student who was who was literally going to be a freshman in high school, it was really nice considering, well, it sucks that I'm going to be a senior when they're a freshman, but like, I felt really good, like kind of giving them like a taste of what a lot of people like were here. And it's really nice. It's a good feeling when you're just able to pass your knowledge down to someone, no matter if it's like a job or you were just asked to do it. Like, I love being a mentor.
The difference though is being a senior mentoring a freshman is not the same as being a teacher mentoring students or teaching students.
You can be more personal if you're a senior mentoring a freshman than you can be as a teacher.
And
as much as you should be able to be personable with students,
there's a limit. I understand there is a limit. Yeah.
Whenever you get a chance to the question that was asked.
That's very interesting. Oh, okay, go ahead. Another question.
So usually got 497 says, "Hey sir, if you hate the lore of Ultra Sun and Moon, why is the legendary dragon on the thumbnail for your Infinity War?"
I don't hate the lore. Here's the thing. I could hate the story and not hate the lore. Because the lore of Sun and Moon is fine. Actually, Necrozma was one of the best ideas that they came up with. I didn't care for what they did with Ultra Space, and I think Ultra Megalopolis is a little much. But I rolled with it, and I did accept it. What I hated about Ultra Sun and Moon is that they took away Lily's agency and like any story and character arc that she had, because Sun and Moon was all about Lily. It was all about Lily and her family, and you were just her friend helping her. And there is an implied romance, but that's fine because they're young and dumb, and it was very immature, and I don't care.
And not all ships have to be romantic. So
yeah. Well, no,
romantic.
If you are a boy, there is very strong implications that she's into you. I didn't hate that. Although, you know, representation is always a thing, and if some people did not appreciate that, and I can understand why. What I hate about Ultra Sun and Moon is what they took away from Lily. I think it was a very big disrespect to a very good character. And they took out the most interesting part of their story. The drama with Ultra Necrozma was fine, but it's not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
It seems that the reason that they made... Yeah. It seems that the reason that they made Ultra Sun and Moon was to deviate from their own initial story with Sun and Moon. Because for Sun and Moon, they deviated from their usual formula, where focusing on the Pokemon and monsters like that, and focused more on the human aspect, mixing with it. And then for Sun and Moon, they do it again, but focus on the Pokemon again.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really funny, especially with what they had for Lily and the others.
Yeah, like the whole retcon, well, the kind of step backwards they took with Lusamine kind of really undermines Gladion and Lily's motivations.
Yeah, not only that,
it really does.
Not only that, here's the worst part. The narrative immediately falls apart once Necrozma shows up, because the only reason the Ultra people are with you is because, oh, we can't go back home. We have no way home. Cosmog was our way back. We had a one-way trip. And then once Ultra Necrozma shows up, takes Nebby, and runs away, they're like, hey, do you want to use our Solgaleo and our Lunala to chase him back? And it's like, excuse me, what? You had that the whole time?
Oh my god.
You had that the whole time. You just... Oh my god, there was so many missteps.
I guess I could kind of think of it as maybe as like, okay, like, did they come here on those Pokemon? Like, if they didn't, like, and the Pokemon just wouldn't listen to them, I could possibly understand that, because you pretty much collected a bunch of Z crystals and ruined your strength. So if they were going with that, I can understand it. But like when they say our Solgaleo / Lunala, it makes it like, if this is yours, why can't you use it?
Not only that, they kept sicking that stupid Poipole on me, which actually I love Poipole. I think it's adorable and I love it. But
don't you dare talk rude about Poipole.
Yeah, no, Poipole's fine, but they kept sicking that on me, and I'm like, you had 2 legendaries this whole time. What are you doing? Like, why are you here? Stop!
Why are you here?
Okay. Teach that Poipole Dragon Pulse and wreck me! Wait, no, that didn't sound right. God dang it.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing as, like, if you went to Hoenn and during the whole, episodes with Kyogre and Groudon, another faction came in and be like, oh, you want to use our Kyogre and Groudon to shut up your Kyogre and Groudon?
Yeah, it's kind of exactly it, yeah.
It's just like, it's like, what?
Wait, what?
If you want adorableness, watch the clip from Ash catching Poipole.
Oh, they're like 1,000 balls, and then it just like pokes the last one, and just like, boop.
Yeah.
Sorry about the screen, guys. I'm moving my chair, and it's knocking out my second screen, and then when my second screen comes back, it's just, yeah.
What's
compiling everything back on the
problem?
Yeah, as long as I'm looking at the chat as well. I'm not one to like bring up any questions they come without like interrupting someone.
Stuart, we do have a question from the Discord. Someone's asking, does Watashi...
Sorry, I'm going to mute myself for a second. I'm switching. We have a family emergency. I apologize. 1 second.
We'll take care of that. We'll take care of that.
We'll take care of that. Go.
Entertain my stream for me.
Yes, we'll entertain. Go.
Be free. Yes, of course.
Our evil shill overlord.
Sorry
Wait, why hope?
Guys,
why hope?
Guys.
Why hope?
Super sorry. I need to go. I don't want to go, but this is important. So sorry.
No, go take care.
We understand.
Dude, we totally
do what you must.
Family is family.
We will continue this later, guys. I will be back on tonight, but it will be later tonight. Okay.
That's fine.
That's A-okay.
Thank you, everybody.
I hope everything
Be free!
Yeah,
I hope everything turns out okay.
See you guys. Bye-bye. JoJo's fine. Yeah, chat, JoJo is fine. Nothing's happening there, but I need to go. So.
Okay, good. But still.